have some fun with you.
Cool.
Then we're gonna say hip hip hooray, because it's time for the ZymCast.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
It's what the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know why I didn't expect you to. I'm kidding. I totally expected that.
So you undercut it.
No,
All my hard work.
No,
So he lied?
with the rhyme.
What a
The
lie.
rhyme sounded like it was going to
No.
go in a different direction, but then I knew you were going to force it.
That's fair. You know me so well. I
Yeah.
force things because I'm a Jedi. All right. Hey
Oh, that
everybody.
was really bad. That was extremely bad.
Hey everybody.
Hello.
Kitty.
Hello, Kitty. Seminal
Kitty?
track from Avril Lavigne,
No.
2014's Hello, Kitty.
I
Nope.
was thinking about the cute little Hello Kitty doll.
That's
Oh,
an
I'm sure that's
understandable
what it
place
was
to
named
go to.
after.
After. I'm sure that's what it was named after.
Oh,
Hello.
how are we doing today?
We're doing very well. We're doing good.
What are you, Lovecraftian
I
now?
was just drowning. Hello, me. Nah, I'm doing good.
Huh?
We had fun.
We had fun.
Yeah, we did. What did we do, Chase?
We'll get to that later.
Oh my god. Plot twist. You want to know, and we're not going to tell you. So what you been up to since our last podcast, Chase?
Well, actually, there was something I forgot to mention on the last podcast.
That's true, actually, because
That-
he's a terrible person.
that I actually, it's probably subconsciously, I just didn't want to talk about it.
That's fair. You shouldn't talk about it now.
So, people who have listened to our past podcasts,
I am a big fan of our past podcast.
Past podcasts.
Big fan. Of
I don't
pasta.
know what number it was because I don't
It was
know.
early.
Yeah, I think so.
Ish. It's early to mid-ish to late.
I feel like it was the one about the Harry Potter one, Pokemon Go. We're talking about like apps
Oh,
or something.
okay.
And
Yeah.
fucking TikTok, that piece of shit, dumbass, stupid app that I was talking about, because like just before that, I think during that week, I had downloaded it, scrolled through, and I was like, this is fucking garbage. Why are people like this? This doesn't make sense, and I don't understand the entertainment value here. And this is breeding a whole new generation of stupid people.
Uh-huh.
That's an opinion. And then
It is.
I deleted it because, I went on with my life. But then
That's the end of the story. The end. I'm so glad we touched back on this.
Great.
and like last week, I really don't know what it was. I was on Instagram, and there are some times where like TikToks are posted to Instagram because clout, I guess. I don't know. More visibility. I mean, it kind of worked though, because I was like, this isn't garbage. Maybe there's hope for TikTok or whatever. So I downloaded the app again. Yeah. And then I followed that one person that made me laugh. And I kept scrolling through. And I was like, okay, I can appreciate this that I follow because it was funny. And this person's funny. Then I keep scrolling like on the For You page or whatever. It's like kind of like a front page that's recommended to you, I guess. I don't really know how their algorithms work. But scrolling through, and I'm like, this is garbage. This is garbage. Trash. Trash. Oh, that's okay. Trash. Trash. That's kind of where I am with it. But more so, I think that there have been more people that I've followed now on TikTok. And I feel like it's more for the creative aspect of it. Like, I support creatives and creators. And Cheyenne and Kyle are looking at me like I'm fucking crazy.
I know. I can't even look at you
And
anymore.
that these
actually,
people
is
have
more
no
appropriate
value.
fact.
What's wrong with you?
It's not that those people have no value. It's that you no longer have value.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Look. Here's the deal. I know that there are probably a lot of really good people on TikTok trying to just, do that daily grind, make their art. But I don't care about them, Chase.
Nope.
I care about the fact that at some point you made the right decision and then just like pulled a fucking Yui and just dove in head first.
Yeah.
When
Commit.
you described this before, you're like, well, it's like an hour's long ordeal of going through these videos.
No, I'll just like I don't know how to describe it, because it's like the situation where I'm really bored and I have nothing to do.
And so you just
I open
watch
TikTok.
stupid inane shit that
Okay,
honestly, most of which isn't that great
Yeah.
for like a long time.
I just, like, scroll,
I can list a whole bunch of things
scroll.
you could have done.
Scroll.
Chase,
Oh, that's funny.
You got a short story to write.
Scroll. That's true.
You have video games you could have played.
It's like all this time that you have that you're just spending.
Could have cleaned your room.
But you see, I'm a masochist, so I don't care what happens to me and my time. I enjoy the
That's a weird
pain
turn
of of being
of just wasting your time for no reason.
yeah.
What's sad is I think that's a lot of people with social media.
That's why I rarely use social media.
And that's kind of what I came to the realization of like self-realization that I'm like, what am I doing? But at the same time,
But you were still on it.
there are some
It hasn't
people,
stopped him.
There are some people that like as a I feel like I'm a creative person myself, and to support creatives and creators by just like stop laughing at me. You're not even laughing at the microphone, just laughing off mic, and it's making me
This
feel
isn't
weird.
for them. This isn't for the audience. This is for my soul.
Fine, you want me to delete it? I'll delete it. No, I won't.
No, you won't. You're an addict. I don't have a problem. I can stop anytime I want. I won't though, because there's not a problem.
Also, I'm not a quitter, right?
What do you mean?
I've definitely heard you use.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think he's gonna quit this conversation though.
Yes.
All right. So the fact is, Chase is doing TikTok.
I'm not doing TikTok. I'm watching TikTok. My
Left.
fucking I had my phone on the table when I was at work the other day, and two of my supervisors that I'm in charge of came in, and or at least one of them did, and they saw my phone, and they're like, "You're on fucking TikTok?" And I'm like, "No, it's not what it looks like." And then
Those aren't my drugs, I swear.
She proceeded to fucking drag me,
You
and then
deserve
brought it up to my other soup, who was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like,
deserve
"No,
it.
it's not what it looks
They're
like."
trying to be true friends.
Yeah. I'd do that.
Look, Chase,
They're
You-
like, "How can I respect you as my superior?"
they
When
can't.
this is what you
Yeah.
fucking
That's the problem. You've ruined it
Yeah.
forever.
TikTok's for like little teeny bopper children.
Look, there's probably really good shit on TikTok. Realistically
sure.
speaking,
It's probably like 1% though.
yeah, not worth it.
That's most of the things, isn't it?
Yeah,
Uh,
99% of YouTube is total garbage. You just never see it.
yeah, I guess it's what's suggested to me is good. So,
It knows you. The computers know you.
well, I haven't gotten to
Except
that point
for
with TikTok
TikTok
yet.
is
It needs
trash.
to know
Mhm.
who I am. Maybe if I give it all my personal information, it can.
That sounds about right.
With AI learning.
Yep. Hey, I mean, speaking of AI learning, like if you had just decided to throw down some more money on your car, it would be able to drive to you now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think Cheyenne knows this because it just happened when today. Yeah.
Okay. While
But
I was
my-
at work?
Yes.
Okay.
My car now has version 10 of Tesla's software, which is a
Congratulations.
giant overhaul of features, including Netflix,
Okay.
Spotify,
Okay.
and Cuphead.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You're gonna play Cuphead.
No,
in your
there's
car.
no fucking way. I hate the game.
It's-
But but
But the fact remains.
yeah,
You can
when
watch
I'm not in
Netflix
motion.
while charging.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could have done that on your phone, but
now
you
it's a
know.
bigger
But
screen.
now it's a much bigger
Yeah.
screen.
Cool.
And but then there's also like a bunch of other updates. I know this conversation is hashtag relatable, but
Yep.
but
You're so relatable, Chase.
yeah, Kyle
You're
was
into
like,
TikTok, and you have a Tesla.
"Oh no, what is my demographic?"
It doesn't exist.
No,
Those two things. You're the only person on.
yeah, I'm
You're
the Venn diagram.
You're the one guy in the Venn diagram. It's like
Oh.
you look at it and you're like, oh, those are two separate circles, and then you look real close.
They're
There's
like-
one dude.
there's
It's
one
you.
dude.
Oh,
It
I
overlaps.
would also like to point out he's wearing a Sons of Anarchy t-shirt.
I am.
Who are you?
I don't know, Kyle. I don't know my own identity.
You have no
I have
identity.
multiple.
You are all identities.
I'm all and one, in one. All for one.
Yeah, that was
Boku no
coming.
Hero Academia.
Yeah, that was coming.
But
I don't want to talk
is it
about
all
anime.
in one or all for one. Whoopies.
Look, man, I don't want to talk about anime today at all. So.
Well, that's you're in for for a treat.
Oh, okay.
But finishing up that Tesla topic, Kyle on the way because we took a drive today, and
Yes.
he was disappointed that my car. I mean, it can drive itself to an extent, but not the full self-drive capability, and I can't summon it to myself. Like if I shilled out for another like $6,000 to have full self-driving.
I'm telling you, man, I think it would have been worth it. Like I said on the drive back here, if I had that, I would probably always park my car like a block away, and then I would walk to my house, and then every morning I would summon it to my front door, and then I would go off to work. I'd feel like I had my own chauffeur. It would drive me to work. I would get work done on the way. It would be amazing.
Yeah, it also
Probably
has
worth $6,000.
It also has karaoke, which we couldn't get to work.
Has not worked at all.
We could not get it to work.
Couldn't figure out why.
Couldn't figure out if we needed like to sign into Spotify or a different
one needs
service to
that.
do that.
Yeah, we
but
do.
It just wouldn't work.
No.
That's what you do in cars anyway, but now
Yeah.
you'll have the opportunity.
Yeah, because that actually it'll play the bass track, like the underlying track, and you accompany with your own vocals.
I have had enough karaoke in my time.
Well,
Good.
proof is that you actually haven't had enough.
Yeah,
At all. Nope.
it comes around.
Come
It goes
to
around.
My like
Wait for
Filipino
it.
families,
Oh, there it is.
drunken parties. I don't need any more karaoke.
It's about the right karaoke with the right people.
I also
And not
don't,
Journey.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say I don't need any more Journey during karaoke either.
But-
or Celine Dion.
But wait,
Just-
but what if you
Celine
stop
Dion.
believing?
But don't
What if you stop believing?
don't
I
stop.
already did.
But what if
Don't
I mean
stop
the-
thinking about tomorrow. Wait, is that the wrong song?
the wheel in the sky keeps on turning, Cheyenne?
I hope it doesn't. I hope we all crash and burn.
Faithfully.
Then
I was gonna go to
never-
Faithfully next. High five.
There's your Journey and Fleetwood Mac amalgamation.
Hey man. Okay, so let's stop beating around the bush.
Beating? We beat that bush? Beat that bush real good.
Maybe she burned it.
Yeah.
Burn,
There's a burning bush.
Moses?
It's a burning bush.
No, why are we on the drive today, Kyle?
Well, we went to watch a movie, Chase. I mean, we watch movies all the time, though, so it's probably not very interesting to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a special movie.
Oh, is it?
It was an event.
It
Only
felt
in
like one
select
when we went
theaters.
there, I can tell you.
Yeah. Only in select theaters. And for some reason, not at all in the South Bay area.
Yeah, they just really didn't want to show anybody around here.
Of Los Angeles, like, because we were looking at it, like, are there really not that many theaters showing it? And we zoom out, it's like, nope, all around LA except for here.
Yeah, it's again, I think we mentioned this a couple podcasts ago, but like literally, it's like somebody drew a circle around where we are
Yeah.
and made that the area of no shows. So we had to take a little bit of a trip.
Not too bad.
I like how coy you guys are being as if this is not going to be in the title.
Oh, I know, but that's
No,
half
it
the
should
fun.
be the title. I believe so. Because
Yeah, but we got to tease it for the people that can't read
Yeah, I mean that's what they do in YouTube videos, right?
all the time.
Like
It's
it's
so
like
hilarious.
like Good Mythical Morning, I think. They're
Yeah.
they're like, what are we talking about? Like they're trying to beat around it. It's like I can read the title.
Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl.
Woo! That's the title.
That's the movie that we
of the
saw.
movie. And
So I gotta say,
yeah,
I was extremely disappointed. I thought I'd cry more.
okay. I don't believe you.
Nah, that movie was fucking great.
Yeah. Okay. The fact is, I thought I would cry less.
Oh, Chase.
And I cried about
No.
as exactly as much as I thought I would. All right.
You always cry more than you expect. Chase.
Well, because I went into it knowing I'm like, okay, this probably is gonna be emotional. I'll hold it in, and I did at the beginning.
Yeah, and there were a couple little moments that tugged at the heartstrings
Yeah, I
in
was
the
like,
beginning.
oh, I could have cried for this. I'm like, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, and then like,
About 60% of the way through the movie, something happened.
and I was like, oh shit, I cannot stop. Like it just, that's how I felt.
I just heard little sniffles coming from my right
Yeah.
for probably the next like 45 minutes.
I was trying to
and I was just
breathe.
standing there being like, and my eyes were just occasionally leaking.
Yeah, that's how it really was. That my eyes were leaking. Like I could not control it.
You guys definitely ate some like peppers before that, right?
Well, everyone
Kinda
around
means-
us was crying too.
Yeah, so
There was a girl in the row right in front of us all the way to the left who I at one point seemed like she was having a seizure. I was seeing like legs flailing. She's like, I was like, whoa. And like she's like full out sobbing at certain points.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my goodness.
So for people who do not know,
We've only talked about this like 3 times on the
probably
podcast before.
I believe so, about that much. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl is a movie that is off the tail end of Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai.
It's Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl.
Of Bunny
Senpai.
Girl Senpai, which is an anime series that is not what you think it is.
No, don't trust the title.
Don't
Don't
trust
trust
the
the
thumbnail.
picture. It is an incredibly interesting character study that is very emotional and very good.
Very good.
I think it thinks it's a little smarter than it is, but
Yeah, at times it is smart, and at times it thinks it's smarter than it is.
but it is very good. I do feel like it even happened with the movie a few times. Like we're not probably going to spoil really anything about the movie, like in any details. There are definitely moments in the movie where I got the same feeling I got from the show, where I'm like, you could have made this way simpler, and it wouldn't have impacted the things. Your stupid pseudoscience shit that you're trying to prove how smart you are is almost getting in the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so the overall concept of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai is that there is a thing affecting people called, I'm blanking.
It's
Help me.
okay. It's either puberty syndrome or adolescent syndrome, depending on the translation.
Yeah, but okay, so basically puberty syndrome, where just weird shit happens to people who are growing up.
Yep, and it's super like what?
Yeah, so for reference, like in the first couple episodes of the TV show, centers around a student, Mai, who was like a child actress and stuff. Had a hard time like connecting with the people around her, but basically she's like going invisible, and more people are like becoming unable to see her.
Mm-hmm.
And like the main character, Sakuto, is like one of the few people that can and stuff. And
Sakuta?
Did I say Kato?
Sakuto.
Oops. Main character sucks toes. Sakuta. He is one of the few people that can still like see her when she's not at school and stuff. And he just kind of gets roped into like this crazy thing happening to her because he had a thing that happened to him a couple years back. And just basically as the show goes on, like these two characters encounter more and more people that are going through some crazy ass fucking shit. You got time loops.
Yeah.
You have people splitting into more than one version of themselves.
Yeah.
You got it. It's nuts and really, really good.
Really good.
Because it really takes the time to delve into these characters. They're kind of like their trauma, some of the difficulties of like growing up in like modern society. And it's really fascinating and really interesting. But one of the mysteries that's kind of been teased throughout the course of the entire show is with one certain character. So basically, the backstory for Sucktoes is that he basically, without going into too much detail, gets like this aching wound on his chest that looks like he's just been like raked open.
Like a beast wound.
Yeah, like something just like slashed him to pieces.
Yeah.
And it just like appeared out of nowhere, and like he had to seek treatment for it and stuff, but eventually started like healing and going away. But he was in like a really bad place, and this high school girl, like he was in like middle school at the time. This high school girl kind of like runs into him at the beach. Her name is Shoko, and she kind of gives him the motivation he needs to kind of like get out of his funk, and it kind of pushes him in a very particular version of his life.
Yeah.
Because like he sees her uniform and he's like, oh, I want to meet her again.
Yeah, so he goes to her school.
So he goes to her school and like he falls in love with her in that one interaction and stuff, and he's just kind of pining after her for so long. And then like like the show's like 3 years later after that. How many years is it?
I think 2.5.
Okay.
Because this is 6 months after the last episode.
Okay, but yeah, so
at some point sorry.
But
Time
at some
stuff.
point he he runs into a version of Shoko who's in middle school.
Yes.
And she just like keeps showing up throughout the show and stuff, and because like she's trying to adopt this cat that's like staying at his place, and it's just like it's like sweet and it's cute and stuff, but like the whole time all the characters are like, okay, what the fuck's going on?
Who
like,
the fuck is this?
This is a middle school version of a girl who I met in high school.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know what's going on. And so this movie eventually like ends up
telling that story.
Full on like telling that story and like tackling what's going on, and also serves as like an overall conclusion to the story in general. And like I said, we aren't going to get into spoilers for the movie because honestly not that many people have had the opportunity to see it yet.
Yeah, like probably in the West specifically.
Yeah.
Not a lot of opportunity.
I mean, you probably could like pirate it and get like fan subs or whatever, but like watching it legitimately, it seems like your choices so far have been no Japanese.
Yeah.
See it at Anime Expo or watch it today.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we took the opportunity. We bought tickets. We went down into LA.
Mhm.
And this movie is great.
It does such a good job at what it does.
Yes.
In wrapping up the story, in
Teasing a bunch of new mysteries.
yeah, tugging
making
my
you-
heartstrings.
Making you laugh.
Yeah,
Like it's just like a full out. I mean, there was like one scene pretty early on where like the entire audience was like laughing almost nonstop.
yeah.
Thank God there were subtitles.
yes.
But it's the characters of this show are what make it so good. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
you love these characters. You love Sucktoes and Mai so much.
My suck toes.
My Sucktoes. But Sakata and Mai's like relationship is adorable
Oh my god.
and so great, and you care about it like over the entire like run of the show, and
Yeah.
it's always like central to whatever is going on. Is that Sakata is like a really good guy, and he's always trying to help all the people around him, and like how it always seems to inconvenience like him and Mai in some way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just really good. And these characters feel very real. And so when they're put in these difficult situations, it really gets to you. And when they are challenged, and like their relationship is challenged, and the whole goddamn fabric of space-time is challenged, you really feel, not just because like the stakes are so high, because like honestly, grand scheme of things, the stakes are both immense and very small. Like, without like diving too much, like really one person's life is in the balance throughout like the course of this entire like story. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. I mean, it's a couple entwined like
Yeah.
choices and stuff and paths that things can go down, but like generally, like it's like the stakes are very personal,
Yeah.
and that's what makes it work. Because like I feel like with something like puberty syndrome and like all these people being affected, I feel like the natural instinct is to go huge. And like we finally figured out what like the symptom of like what's causing puberty syndrome, and like it's
Yeah.
affecting everyone all at once. And you know, like that's one way you could have gone with this.
That's not at all the way they went.
It's not the way they went, and it's the right choice.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like the movie does a good job of touching on all of the supporting cast that you've met along the way. All of them have very important small roles to play.
Yeah. I think it does a really great job at the characters driving the plot and not the plot driving the characters.
Well, yeah, because the plot is entirely built on choices that all of the characters make.
Yeah.
It is they are put into a situation. There's a bit of a mystery. Eventually, all of the mystery is laid open, and that's actually when the story gets far more interesting, because it is no longer a series of just like, wow, how do we handle this wacky situation? It's more like there are difficult moral dilemmas that every single one of our characters are put through,
Exactly.
and it is fascinating because you cannot help but watch this and question like, what the fuck would I do in this situation?
That's exactly what I was thinking. In this
That's me.
movie.
That's the whole movie.
Yeah.
Is you're just like, and you
You're
understand.
like, holy shit! Like, in this dilemma, what is the right choice? There is no right choice.
There is no right choice.
It's what
is the least wrong choice.
Yeah.
And
God.
and you understand perfectly where all three of the central characters stand on that choice.
Yes.
And you understand why they're doing it, and you're kind of mad at all of them for all of their opinions.
Yeah.
And it's great. And it's just, oh my God. And then yeah, there are some startling and shocking moments that happen throughout the course of this story.
Oh yes.
And it is, oh my God.
I think that like Cheyenne, you personally probably would have also gotten to you, which is a lot to say for a lot of like any type of media. That doesn't.
She
necessarily
looks
get to-
very skeptical.
Yeah, she would. But I mean, if you watch the show and going into this movie, like it would get you.
Yeah,
which is a lot to say, and I believe that because of how like good this is at, you know, getting the characters' personalities and like telling like what would happen with each character, and like that's really the important part of the character driving the story, is that it's all the characters are made so well that you definitely understand their choices. You like empathize with them. You're like, holy shit, where's this going? And then
and
like,
every time you think you know where it's going,
yeah. And every time you think this movie's gonna end,
it just keeps going in a good way.
Yeah.
Because again, we walked out of that theater and I looked at my phone because we just went on a fucking journey.
yeah,
And I'm like, how long were we in this auditorium? Like an hour and a half.
It felt like so much longer
It
in a
literally-
good way.
Yeah, no, like they managed to cram so much into this without it ever feeling rushed,
No.
without it ever feeling crazy. There were multiple times through the movie where it fades to black, and I just thought the credits were gonna play,
Yeah.
and like it would have been like, it wouldn't have been the ending
Holy
that we ended
shit,
up at,
yeah.
but it would have been an ending, and it was just like, and then it's like, nope, not yet.
It could have ended
Nope.
at a lot of those points.
Yeah.
And like this, like the story could have ended like that. Thank God it didn't.
Yeah,
for
no.
most of those. But holy shit.
Yeah, my big fear, because I didn't know too much going into this. I mean, the whole series is based on a series of light novels.
Mhm.
So theoretically, we could have just read.
Oh.
But where's the fun in that? I will say that like I managed to keep myself pretty like away from anything that was kind of talking too much about the plot. I knew it was about Shoko.
Yeah, I didn't know anything.
Okay.
I knew it was about Shoko just because of.
But that's about all I really knew. And I knew it covered 2 arcs of the light novels, like 2 of the books from the light novel series.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all I knew. I think I know again, like I mentioned, I think I know exactly when one of those books ended and one of them started.
Yeah.
But it was definitely one coherent full story that I would have been so upset if it ended at the one point. But at the same time, I was worried watching this movie and going where it was going, that it was going to end and then there was going to be like another movie down the line. And I'm like, God, no. But I just felt like, again, we're probably 45 minutes to 50 minutes into the movie when one of the big major events of the movie happens.
Yeah.
That kind of like just changes the entire trajectory of the entire rest of the film. I literally thought we'd been in there for like an hour and a half at that point, and I thought the movie was about to end.
Yeah. I was gonna fucking scream out if that. Movie,
I think the whole audience would have.
If it ended right there.
The audience we were with was great.
Yes.
They were super. They knew when to quiet it because like, did I say this before we started talking? I think this is before we started recording.
Yeah, it was before recording.
Yeah. So we were sitting in there. We make it like just in time. But like this auditorium is full of people. There's like, it's probably like a 250, 300 person seating house.
Yeah.
It is chocked full of people.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in there is talking, laughing, hanging out with their friends, getting ready. The movie kind of starts without a lot of fanfare.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like Funimation, Aniplex, and the movie starts. And it's not like big loud sound effects or whatever. It's just kind of going on. And all of a sudden, like the movie starts and you just hear somebody go, shh, and everyone is immediately quiet. I've never seen an audience unanimously just go like, oh, okay.
Being so captivated with
Yep.
the story, like knowing what's about to, or not knowing what's about to, but not knowing what's about to happen, but along for the ride.
Yeah. I mean, every single person in that audience was exactly where we were. It's like we wanted to know where this was going because we loved the show so damn much, and we had no idea what was coming, except for some of those people probably knew what they were coming into. Like,
Yeah.
And then I also mentioned this when we left. I imagine there was like one guy in that audience who hadn't watched the show, was dragged by his girlfriend, and was the most confused fucking person on planet Earth. Because seriously, if you have not seen the show, do not watch this movie.
It'll make no sense.
It's like watching the finale of a show without having any context.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's just watching an extra long, like last episode of a show. It's like, hey, let's watch Game of Thrones. Well, I haven't seen anything. Yeah, it's fine. It's the finale. Except like that, but like Quantum Leap.
Yeah, it's like quantum entanglement and fucking weird ass shit.
I don't want to spoil stuff, but like, yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit that happens.
Yeah.
And it does a really good job of tying back to a lot of things that happened earlier in the show.
Mhm.
It feels like every single thing, including things you didn't think would matter at all, end up all playing some small part in getting to this conclusion, which makes it feel like all of the show mattered and that none of it was like filler.
Yep.
Like there was one character who had like ended up having a really important role in the story that I was not expecting.
Yeah.
And then it makes perfect fucking sense when you think back to the show and you're like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. And,
Yeah.
and if you have not seen the movie, if you were to see it and then re-listen to this podcast, you know exactly what we're talking about every time we go off on tangents.
Yeah,
like that.
but I do want people to be able to go into the movie blind because that is the best way to experience it.
Yeah.
There's so
I mean,
much happening.
after watching the show.
Well, yes,
obviously.
again, okay.
Watch the show. If you
Fans of the
haven't.
show should be able to go into this movie and just go on the ride that you went to on the show, and like you should be able to experience because the show is best when. I'm just gonna wait.
Did not put this in. The show is best when?
I want to start over the whole sentence.
Okay.
But I don't remember how I started.
Love the audience to go in blind.
Yeah. So for fans of the show, it is really best to just go into this movie knowing as little about it as possible. We've kind of mentioned this a few times. This is a roller coaster ride of a film.
Mm-hmm.
And like as ridiculous as it is, and it almost is cheating because it is really just the finale of a thing I already liked. But I'd say this is probably one of my favorite movies I've seen this year.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so going into it, like we mentioned earlier, like I knew it was going to be emotional.
Yep.
And I went in thinking that I would not cry. I went like maybe the first half of the movie being able to hold back some of like emotional moments and like, okay. And then like right when you know what, like, you know what happens.
You'll know the moment
You'll
we're
know the
talking
moment
about.
what happens. I could not hold it back. And for the rest of the movie, just like trickling tears down my face.
Oh, it does such a good job.
Yeah.
It does such a good job of knowing exactly how to play your little heartstrings in a beautiful, beautiful song.
I mean, I was going to say like there aren't many movies that have made me cry, but it's a lie.
Yeah, it's a total bullshit lie.
But like, if
I'm just going to make you watch a bunch of anime that are just total
I
tearjerkers.
don't want to.
I'm going to make you watch Clannad.
I don't want to.
Your Lie in April.
Oh, I heard about Your Lie in April.
Anohana. Oh, this will be great.
No, well, I was gonna say like, yeah, there are definitely impactful movies that I've seen that have like a different effect on me than just having me crying.
Mm-hmm.
This could be categorized as one of those.
And
like it's a moving movie.
It's incredibly moving, and that's the thing. I don't want people thinking like we're crying because it's just like the super depressing story. It's not. There are sad things that happen. There are very funny things that are happen. There are very happy things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the tears were tears of sadness, folks, but like it was just, oh man.
Oh, and I just remember in the last scene.
Yep.
Oh,
yep. Oh, it's so great. The very last shot of the movie is just like there's no better way to end this series.
Go.
Are you told them to go watch it?
Go watch this movie. No,
they missed their window.
Go watch the show.
Yep.
If you have not.
It's on Crunchyroll.
Find a way to watch the movie.
Yeah. It's definitely worth it. It sucks how long we've had to wait for it.
Yeah.
But I'd say it was worth the wait. I just wish we could have gotten it sooner.
Yeah. And I mean, I really hope that more people are open to watching that show. Getting like they did no service to themselves by naming it what they named it and the thumbnail that they chose for the like.
Yeah. I feel like what ended up happening is you attracted all like the ecchi fans.
Yeah.
Who did probably end up staying because they were moved. But you turned off probably a lot of people that would really appreciate the show.
Yeah.
Like for what it actually is and not what it's pretending to be. Like they put a girl in a bunny girl costume on a picture and put a ridiculous title to try and draw people in to get them invested and like to get them to like open the book and just counted on the writing to do it. But I know multiple people that would never have watched this if I hadn't recommended it to them.
Yeah.
And I would never have watched it if I hadn't watched, oh God, one of the anime YouTubers. Who did it? Mother's Basement, maybe? I think Mother's Basement might have made a video about it.
Yeah, this anime would under genres on Wikipedia is psychological, romance, and supernatural. I'd say
that's 100% accurate.
That's accurate.
So basically, yeah, we're gushing about this movie. That's really at the heart of things. It's incredibly fantastic, and it's a super.
Would you recommend it?
I would. But again, the much easier recommendation for people, because it's not going to be super easy for a little while to go out and watch this movie.
Yeah.
If you have Crunchyroll, you have Verve.
Yeah, Verve.
Just watch the first 3 episodes of the show. It's because what kind of works about the show is because they're just adapting a bunch of light novels. Like they're just a bunch of self-contained arcs. The first 3 episodes of this show, and I said it when I first watched it, function similar to like watching a movie. And so I would honestly like watch those 3 episodes in a sitting like you're watching a film. And then just, if you feel like watching more, watch more. It's just more of that stuff. It's just still more good storytelling, good characters, good fun. It's it's a really funny show too. But if you don't, you just watch a pretty interesting movie and you can move on without really feeling like you aren't picking up on anything.
Yeah.
Because it answers most of the questions that it introduces in the first couple. It's like a self-contained story arc that then builds from there. Watch it.
Yeah. Do it. You will like it, most likely.
Also, this will be going live after the first episode of which will happen. Hey, if you didn't watch it, tune into our Scary Story series that's happening this October.
Where are you going with this?
I was about to say tune in when this whenever, but then I realized it'll already be live by the time we record this.
Yeah.
So I meant to mention this in the last podcast. I totally forgot. So it's just going to drop out of nowhere. Did you?
I mentioned it.
Did you?
I think she did. Yeah, she did.
Oh, never mind then.
I did say I didn't say what it was called because we didn't have a title yet, but I said look out for our
Scary
Scary
Stories Saturday? Is
it
that what
Saturday?
the title we're working with?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I have it written down somewhere.
Fact is, we have some
You
Stop.
keep talking.
I'm not going to. I don't talk when people talk. I find it super rude. Even when they're interrupting me. I stop.
I'm underlying your thing.
Okay, stop.
We've created fuck you. We've created some little horror short stories that we are reading. And the first one of which is recorded. And Chase, Cheyenne, you guys better hurry up.
Yeah.
I did mine.
Yeah, it is good. And if you haven't listened to it yet, listen to it because
I worked real hard on it, guys.
shut up.
Like real hard. I totally didn't write it in the middle of the night on my phone the day before we recorded it, realizing that we needed a story, and then spent maybe 30 minutes editing it with their help.
Yeah, it does not feel like it was rushed at all because
I like writing.
it was just it was a stroke of inspiration.
It was really a stroke of inspiration that kind of hit me.
Yeah, so it wasn't
in
like
the
you
middle of the night.
rushed necessarily.
No,
but
I found a story, and I really wish I had decided to get out of my bed and do it on my computer. Probably wouldn't have taken me 3 fucking hours.
because you're right on your fucking phone.
Yeah, whatever. I was lazy.
But
Shut
yeah,
up.
it is a good story. I think it's a great original piece of work.
Agreed.
I appreciate that. You're biased.
Yeah. No, I mean that's I told you before.
I know. I don't. Please stop. I don't like getting praise. So it makes me feel
Continue.
super embarrassed.
Praise him, Chase.
Stop it.
Continue.
Stop it now.
praise you,
Shut up.
Kyle.
No, fucking stop you. Stop. What? Those words were out of order. I'm flustered. Leave me alone. But yeah,
You also made me spit my water out on my laptop. I would have fucking killed you.
that's not my fault.
But you're so fun. Praise.
Looking. But please check it out. It doesn't sound like it, but I did actually work pretty hard on it. And we should have more of those coming. I guess the keyword is should. You guys better find some time to write. Don't make me write another one really quick. And just email it to you and just go, fuck you.
We'll listen.
You guys will have to find some time to record it
can't
without
talk.
me this
Alright,
weekend.
That's easy. But we will be.
Are you just trying to stretch out the length of this?
No, I was trying to. I
No,
literally
he
say a
needs to
sentence.
reboot,
I need to
think.
reboot. Sorry. We'll be. What's the fucking word?
We'll be at San Diego Comic-Con.
Submitting,
this
not
week.
submitting. Putting out putting out scary stories through the month of October. So please listen to them. Thank you.
Oh,
That's what I meant to say. I
cool.
don't know why the fuck I couldn't come out of my mouth.
You're still not talking 100%,
I'm
dear
not.
buddy. I don't know why that couldn't come out my mouth.
I'm tired or something. I don't know. I'm so flustered from this movie.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah. So, watch Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Watch Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl. Watch
And then cry.
Chase Cry Like a Baby. And
I mean, we don't have video of that, but
I really wish I could have.
no.
I
We can make that happen.
I was
Nope.
I was tearful, and I knew Chase was crying next to me, and I'm like, man to man respect. I'm not going to look at him.
Oh, that's nice. I always look at him and I always say, "Are you crying? Are you okay?"
I did almost though put my hand on his shoulder, just as a douchey jerky move. But then I'm like, We're like awkwardly close. Not that it would have been
Yeah.
awkward to touch him. It would have been awkward to get my hand to his shoulder without making it like a dinosaur claw. Like I'm like T-Rexing his shoulder.
That sounds sexual.
T-Rexing his shoulder sounds sexual?
Yes.
What does that mean?
What?
Exactly. You don't know.
Thanks so much for watching / listening / whatever the fuck is going on anymore, guys.
Yeah, but hey, anyone who wants to watch it, you still have tomorrow. JK, that's in the past now.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 days that was showing, so hopefully you already saw it, which I highly doubt.
Jeez.
Because there's
Okay.
not a lot of
There's not a lot of space.
there's not a lot of space and or
You may not live close enough to a
yeah,
place that's actually
exactly.
airing it.
So rude, though.
Oh,
I'm sure it'll be available some way,
Yeah, I'm-
some point soon.
and I'm Cowboy Bebop the movie.
It's a great movie.
I haven't seen it. I still have to finish Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop. So figure out. I mean, I really want to know when this is going to be released as like a I could buy.
Oh,
And
Your
I
Name.
still haven't seen that either.
It's good.
I've heard. Let's talk about anime movies.
Let's not.
Let's end the podcast.
Psychopaths. Bye, guys. Just the sharpest ending ever.
No.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in, and you'll hear from us next week.
That's typically how it goes. Also, yeah, keep enjoying Call of Cthulhu and Blair Witch. And can't wait to show you what's next.
And scary stories.
It's
To
Scary
Tell in the Dark.
Stories.
Wait, no.
Nope, wrong thing.
That's not ours.
That's a movie. It's not our movie.
And a book series.
Bye.
That's also a sudden ending. My name's Kyle.
I'm Chase.
I'm Cheyenne. Bye.
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 Bye.